Welcome to Miami, or in the words of the Fresh Prince, bienvenido a Miami. Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton here as the Raptors get set to take on the Heat. And Sherman, the schedule is such that the Raptors will play Indiana 3 times within the last 15, Miami 3 times within the last 20, back here again in Miami. First, we should touch on the fact that Serge Ibaka was suspended for a game. He is allowed to come to the arena and be out of here 2 hours before. So word is Serge is going to come, get his workout in like he did this morning at practice, and then he has to leave the arena for the game. Raptors got to go it without him.
Yeah, it's going to be a different look for the Raptors, but if you're the Raptors organization, you're pretty happy with one game in terms of what Serge will miss. And, you know, I think the value in what he provided and the toughness he showed in that moment in terms of missing this one game, it's worth it. If it moves on with this team, if this team continues to believe in that type of mentality, I think Serge did a great thing. But overall, the fact that you're going to miss Serge, he brought so much to the court in terms of rebounding, defensive intensity, scoring the basketball. You're going to miss him. But I think in the long run, what happened and what transpired to make him miss this game may pay the Raptors well down the road.
Well, I think it's a carryover from that players-only meeting, the intensity we saw in Detroit, the intensity against Indiana, the comeback against Chicago. The Raptors are on a 3-game win streak right now, Sherm. And when you think about it, that's not Ibaka's spirit. I know the league looked at it. He got one game. Had it been some other player with a different reputation, maybe it's 2 or 3, but it's only one for Serge. But that intensity that you spoke of needs to carry through, especially at the start of this game with Miami fighting for its playoff lives. We saw what happened the last time the Raptors were in here. Miami came out hard, and they won that game early.
They did, and just to touch on Serge, Serge wasn't an instigator. He was defending himself, so it's a totally different feel there. But you're right, Miami comes on, they play hard. I mean, you look at that roster, and without Dwayne Wade, without Chris Bosh, you didn't see this happening, but since January 20th around, this team has played phenomenal basketball, and that's just because, to your point, they come out, they leave it on the floor every single night from the tip. And Eric Spoelstra deserves a lot of credit, but these guys are playing at such a high level that if you're a Raptors team that's trying to figure out how to have better starts, well, guess what? This team is going to test that. Even we saw this about a week and a half ago when they faced them. You better believe that this team is going to come out and play extremely hard.
All right, let's hear what Coach Casey and the players had to say post-practice.
We've got to begin the game the way we ended the game. You know, we came a spotted team, a 2-quarter lead, and I think that's the trend of the NBA now. I'm watching all these games, but again, we can't afford to. Our margin of error is very small, so we got to come out and make sure we set the tone, not let them set the tone. We got to set the tone from the beginning of the game. Or we got to have 5 men in there that's going to do it.
A lot of things you can control, a lot of things you can't control. Playing hard isn't one of them. You know, playing hard is something you can control. You go out and play hard every night, and I think if we do that, we'll always have a chance to win games.
You got to accept your role, and you know, wherever they ask me to do, whether it's 30 seconds in the first quarter or coming down late in the game to change the pace, you know, I'm going to play as hard as I can, play whatever minutes I get as hard as I can, and you know, the other night it went well. And, you know, it's not always going to be perfect, obviously. Some games I play better than others, but, you know, when I'm in there, I'm going to go hard, and that's one thing that they can rely on.
So it's the Raptors and the Heat, 7:30 on Sportsnet 1, and you can hear it on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.